I need you to take a deep breath for me. I need to transfer us to the paramedics.
In other news, the San Diego County Sheriff's Office is not answering 911 calls fast enough. The reason? An ongoing shortage of emergency dispatchers. It is an update to an NBC7 investigation that reveals some callers wait minutes for an answer, with many even hanging up.
As investigative producer Mike Dorfman reports, the county has essentially given up trying to fill more than a dozen empty positions.
You know, you'd think that would be the last thing they do at a time when performance is below national standards, even though the county admits that more dispatcher bodies equals a faster response when every second counts. That beeping noise you hear is bad news at the San Diego County Sheriff's Office. It means at least one 911 caller is being forced to wait, potentially for life-saving help.
Most of the time the people are calling the sheriff's department on their worst day.
Tamara Samuels knows a thing or two about emergencies. She's worked in this building for 20 years. First, as a dispatcher.
It is not an easy job, but it is a very rewarding job.
And now, as one of its 5 communications coordinators. She also understands that there's a lot of room for improvement.
It is not where we want to be. We don't want people to wait any amount of time on 911.
The National Emergency Number Association says dispatch centers should be answering 90% of 911 calls within 15 seconds. NBC7 Investigates analyzed county data and found the sheriff's office is missing the mark on that standard. In our first story, we found that only 76.1% of calls were picked up in 15 seconds or less. That was during 2024. Now, compare that to new data from last year. Almost no improvement, 76.5%.
Staffing is a huge part of it. You need people to answer the phones and to dispatch the calls.
Hiring and retaining dispatchers is a challenge for the entire industry, and the sheriff's office is no exception. Since at least 2019, about 24 or more of its dispatcher positions have been vacant, out of about 125 total.
Kids don't grow up and think, I want to be a public safety dispatcher. So we have to work hard to even introduce this career as a possibility to people.
But now it's giving up on the hope of filling 13 of those empty slots. Instead, those positions were reclassified. A few turned into management jobs, while the rest left the division entirely, bolstering the crime lab and even human resources. Is that the right move to be doing at a time when you're not hitting standards?
The unfortunate part is our positions are hard to recruit positions. That's kind of how they're defined. So when positions sit vacant for periods of time and we cannot fill them, typically they get reallocated elsewhere.
And the fewer dispatchers left to do the job also often have to deal with the fact that emergencies in public places means they'll be inundated with calls.
So deputies and paramedics are almost to the scene.
Like this deadly crash last month in San Marcos. Callers flooded the comm center to report it.
Yes, it's been reported. You're welcome. Bye.
Samuels pointed to alternative ways to carry the load.
Maybe you can solve this problem without people, right? So one of those is going to be our Hyper AI that is answering our new non-emergency number.
That system allowing dispatchers to focus more on emergencies. That could be the reason why there's been some gains in the first 4 months of this year. Data shows the comm center answered nearly 80% of 911 calls within 15 seconds or less. An improvement, but still under the 90% goal. What's the timeline look like to meet these national standards?
I mean, every day we want to meet these national standards. I'm hopeful that at least by the end of this year.
Technically, a total of 16 dispatcher positions aren't in the mix this year. Another 3 were frozen, with that money going back to the total sheriff's office budget. But even with those cuts, the comm center still has 18 empty positions to fill. Mike Dorfman, NBC7 Investigates.
In an effort to make dispatcher jobs more attractive, the sheriff's office says it will begin allowing some dispatchers to work from home. They would only answer non-emergency calls that could begin later this year.